Hello everyone and welcome to Helix Plays Games. My name is Richie and I'm joined tonight by Mr. Rob. Rob, how are you?
Very good, very good. Apologies for the technical delays, everybody.
Yeah. Rob, why don't you tell everyone what we're going to be playing tonight?
Well, the thumbnail kind of gives it away, but we will be playing the 21-year-old Command & Conquer Red Alert 2 Yuri's Revenge, which is one of my favourite games of all time and holds a very special place in my heart.
Yeah, we have Sergeant Chat asking you, Rob, what is your favourite Command & Conquer game? I'm going to guess it's this one.
It's this, yeah. It's this, it's number, like, Red Alert 2. What else have we got? Yeah, it's probably not, like, then it goes back to actual Command & Conquer 2 as opposed to the Red Alert series. It obviously kind of fell off from, like, 4 onwards. We don't talk about those games because we just don't. But
It needs to make a comeback.
the thing is, I don't trust EA anymore. Give them like another year, and I think they might be in a place where like they've hit the stride with like single-player games. But who knows?
Yeah. I think as well strategy games, because they usually are kind of stuck on the PC space, you're kind of missing a huge chunk of the audience in the console. I think it's one of the reasons why they became unfashionable.
Yeah, 100%. Sarge, big fan of Resident Evil about Command & Conquer, or are you less of a strategy game player? What about you, Richie?
I never really got into it. I remember you and Chris, like as we were growing up, you both be in love with it. But I don't think I ever really owned one of a Command and Conquer game, so it's not something like I ever delved into.
Well,
And then like now it's old. I don't have the nostalgia for it to kind of carry me over. So I
think
don't
that's the
want to
issue,
play it now and have a bad experience.
yeah, like
So
the popularity of this stream will be completely fueled by like nostalgia and berries if it is fueled at all.
member berries.
Member berries, yeah. So anyway, let's just start playing because I'm getting a bit tetchy looking at the campaign screen and not actually playing. Richie, you've got a decision to
Yes.
make. Do we do the Allied campaign or do we do the Soviet campaign?
I think in the current political climate, the Soviet campaign might be a bit spicy, so let's go the Allied one.
Okay, yeah, let's do Allied campaign it is.
Yeah.
And I like to suit the Allied campaign as well.
I was tempted to go Soviet just for like the meme.
The situation looks bad,
At
Commander.
the moment, I'm not.
Yuri's forces have successfully
Maybe a bit
detonated
much.
2 of his psychic domination.
Oops, I've just skipped that.
Establishing battlefield control. Stand by. Unit lost. Incoming
FMV.
transmission.
Gotta love a game with FMV.
The time machine is just south of the Golden Gate Bridge. The Golden Gate Bridge entrance was destroyed by the Soviets during the war. Protect the time machine until you can capture enough power plants to bring it
Video
online.
games where it had
Be careful,
multiple
Commander.
forms of
Yuri's
graphics.
initiates are
Oh, yeah.
combing the city. They want those power plants too.
I think the worst game for that,
Commander,
as
these
much
are
as it is an
Guardian
amazing
GIs.
game, is actually
They're armed
Final
with both
Fantasy
machine
VII.
guns and anti-tank
There's
rockets.
so many
When
different
deployed,
guard
they are
styles in
able
that
to
game.
reduce a tank into scrap metal in seconds. Unit promoted. Battle control online.
Alright, I'm going to adjust this, like the sound a bit because it's coming through quite loud for me and I'm not sure how it is for other people.
Yeah, sounds a bit loud and strange.
Yeah. Alright, let's see how that does. I think the trouble is you can't control the volume on the FMVs.
Really? At all?
Yeah, so like you can do music volume, sound volume and voice volume, but for some reason just not anything
Alright,
else.
we'll just have to shut up when they're playing then.
Basically, yeah. You've got all the tracks as well for this game, which is amazing. Right, let's go back. We're good. So Richie, because you're not a fan of Command
Yes.
and Conquer, I'll teach you into the law of it. So obviously, like Allied v Soviets in Red Alert 2, and then the Soviets have this like kind of psychic guy called Yuri, Yuri
Seems reasonable.
betrays everybody and then makes his own faction. So this is like him doing shenanigans, basically.
Unit reporting.
Yuri's Revenge is that Red Alert 2 or is like DLC or something?
It's like DLC
situation there?
for Red Alert 2, and
Right.
possibly the greatest DLC ever made. So yeah, right. So what do we have to do? We have to capture power plants to power the time machine, obviously, because there's always a time machine. So let's get moving.
Good to go. Want some shade?
So Richie, these are Mirage tanks. These disguise themselves as trees.
On the prowl.
So far, this game seems entirely reasonable.
Yeah, completely. We just need a power out time machine.
Yeah, and you can use your tanks which are disguise themselves as trees to help with that.
Yeah.
Perfectly logical thing to do.
Building.
I'm gonna build some stuff as well.
Training. Ore miner under attack.
Aren't the trees lovely?
Unit ready.
Look natural.
And you always get kind of like rock paper scissors in these types of games, where like
Unit ready.
you get like units which are great for infantry, which completely suck at tanks, and then vice versa. And it's basically about trying to balance your forces in a nice way.
Unit ready.
Oh yeah. Now the thing is, this is like kind of mission 1, isn't it?
Yes.
Or is this just mission 1 of the DLC? So is there an assumption that you know what you're doing at this point?
Yeah, yeah. So these are DLC
Unit ready. Our base
kind
is
of
under
content.
attack.
Because I'm looking at it and going, this doesn't seem like a mission 1 kind of situation going on here.
All right.
Like you've
Training.
got a full base kind of already
New
set up,
rally
where
point
usually a kind of
established.
strategy game mission 1 is, hey, here's a couple of guys, go capture this one objective so we can
Unit
teach you
ready.
how to move your characters.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, it's not like that.
I've got the
To be
room.
fair, even the original
Unit ready.
Red Alert 2 didn't kind of have that,
Unit
because
ready.
you just kind of assumed that you knew how to play it from Red Alert 1, because the mechanics didn't really change that much.
Yeah, apparently we're still a bit quiet compared to the game.
Oh, okay. I mean,
It might be easier to just turn down the game volume in Windows.
let me do that. Now, the issue we do have with this game, because it's so old, is that anytime I switch to another screen, I have to kind of close down to desktop.
Yeah, that was one of the issues we had in setup, just finding a way to actually capture the game. It just did not like it at all. As long as you don't have anything incriminating in your desktop, you should be okay.
I have the tools. Yes, sir.
I can't hear you anymore, Rob.
Yes,
What about
sir.
now?
Ah, I can now, yeah.
Ah, okay, okay. Back in again.
Moving. I won't be late.
Right, so the job is get engineers into these power plants here, where my trees are guarded.
Nobody here but us trees. Look natural.
And no one suspects they're really tanks.
Need a repair?
Exactly. Just another nice tree-lined,
Unit
ruined.
lost.
Oh shit.
Unit promoted.
Well, it's quite common.
Unit
You have
lost.
greenery around power stations to make the
promoted.
area look a bit
Our
nicer.
base is under
right.
attack.
I'm
Engineering.
guessing because considering the whole kind of series, it's kind of based off like Cold War stuff, isn't it? So I'm guessing it's like nuclear power stations.
So these ones aren't. You do
Good
get
job,
nuclear
Hero.
power
Just
stations,
a few
but it's
more
like
power
a
plants and we should
it's a
be able to
special
power up
unit
the time
for
machine.
the Soviets.
Okay.
Unit lost.
We'll see those later. Why am I losing so many units? I don't know where.
Unit promoted. Unit lost. New rally point established.
Ah, it's these guys.
Unit promoted.
Sir.
Unit promoted.
Ready.
Structure garrison. Training.
Time for another power plant.
Squared away, sir.
Unit ready.
I have the tools.
So how many power plants do you need to capture? to
So you see
fuel
this like
your
red
time
bar
machine?
here. This red bar is my power level. So I've got, wait a second, there was like 700 drain and then 200
I won't be
kind
late.
of online. So I need to get probably like 3 maybe.
Got the plans right here.
So, what's the situation? What's the plot going on right now? Why do we need
Okay.
the time machine? I'm assuming there's a bad thing that's happened that we're trying to undo.
Yeah, so what's happened is Yuri has changed the past to build this thing called a psychic dominator. And the psychic dominator has the power to mind control like everybody. So we have to go back in time to a point where
Unit promoted.
the island isn't so well defended, so we can destroy it. You know, all pretty basic stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Destination, Commander? Yes, sir, Commander. Securing
Because
position.
apparently, like the entire might of the Allied army can't destroy these 6 things here.
If they're well defended. But the thing is, you got trees disguised as tanks. Never mind what they have.
Unit lost.
Yeah, right. Like,
Unit promoted.
Each blade of grass could be like an infantry unit.
Forward.
There could be literally millions of troops over there.
The Gatling cannon defense structures are lethal to both land and air units. Their cannons spin and fire faster the longer a target is within range. Unit lost.
I keep trying to zoom in and forgetting there's no zoom. Just run these people over. It's fine.
Weapon ready. Bound forward. Securing position. High speed, low drag.
Training.
Right, 2 engineers.
New rally point established.
Destination, Commander?
Our base is under attack. Unit ready.
I like really miss these isometric
Our
games.
base is under
They
attack.
just- I get the reason there's like no
Unit
excuse to
ready.
make them anymore, but
But
does
the
make
excuse
sense.
to make them is they're fun.
Destination,
That's
Commander?
all the excuse you really need.
I know, but like
It is
I
not
feel like
as
Our base
popular.
is under attack.
I feel like
It
now
almost
you just
feels
get
like-
someone shitting on the fact that the graphics aren't great.
I don't know. I'm looking at the graphics to be honest. I think they're stylized enough so it holds up
Yeah,
in
I
a
think
weird
so.
kind of way.
Unit promoted.
I'm not looking at this going, that looks ugly.
So the strangest thing
Like,
is,
if you showed this to someone, apart from the fact that it's in 4x, is it like actually in 16:9? Or is it in a 4:3 ratio?
it's 4:3 ratio.
Yeah. If you had this actually in like a proper remaster like 16:9,
Training.
and when this is made
New
by a
rally
small
point
independent
established.
studio based on like
Incoming
90s who
transmission.
had like fell in love with like 90s like strategy games, and this is
Commander,
kind
the
of a
time
new
machine
thing.
is powered up.
People probably
We're ready to
believe
make the
you if
time
you know
shift.
the game.
Yeah.
Let's shake it, baby.
Hang on, this is gonna be a close one.
I mean, I'm playing Octopath
I fear you are
Traveler.
out of time.
As pretty as that
Don't
game is,
worry.
it's very
It will be
pixelated,
quite painless.
very
And
stylized.
life
It's
will be
it's a
so
different
much
thing.
simpler
Sometimes
for you
certain
with
art
more
styles
freedom
just
of will.
hold, stand the test of
Unit
time.
ready.
I think Yuri might have talked over you. I can confirm I can do nothing about the volume of the
Incoming transmission.
like the live action scenes.
But ask, is this your
You did it,
original
Commander.
copy of
The time
game,
shift was
or this is
successful.
a remaster
Yeah.
or anything?
But we couldn't have come at a worse
This
time.
is original.
We're sitting right in the middle of the first Soviet occupation.
Because I
Use the Grand
believe
Cannons to
there's
soften up
a
the Soviets.
remaster
And when you give
on-
me the word,
I'm not sure what
I'll
games
swim
on
to
Game
Alcatraz
Pass.
and I'll turn that psychic dominator into scrap
Sort
metal.
of, because you also need
Structure
EA
abandoned.
app or whatever they're calling it nowadays.
Oh yeah.
Our base is under attack.
So the thing is, I actually did consider getting the what's it called? Is it EA Plus or whatever, like their sub services.
I genuinely don't know what it is at the moment. I
No,
think
I
it's
think-
EA Plays like subscription service.
Yeah, yeah. It's like it's pretty good because I was gonna get it for Jedi Survivor.
Unit lost.
Does
Yeah.
Jedi Survivor come day and date to it?
Well, there's 2 tiers for EA. There's the EA Play and then EA Play Pro.
Our base is under attack.
Okay.
And I think it
Unit
comes to the
promoted.
Pro version, but I might be wrong there.
Ah, interesting. I'm looking at the EA. I'm going to call it the EA Play app on PC at the moment. I don't know what they actually call it. I think they just call it the EA app. EA Play Pro is $14.99 a month. So, and it does look like you get Jedi Survivor, or if you have Game Pass Ultimate, or I'm assuming PC Game Pass might work for this as well, you get the basic level of EA Play, which gives you a 10% discount. So if you want to buy Jedi Survivor on PC, you can get that with if you already have Game Pass Ultimate, you can get it for $53.99 instead of $59.99.
Oh, nice.
Save yourself £6 if you want to buy the game on PC.
So the reason I decided not to is because it's platform specific, isn't it? So if I bought it, if I kind of got the PC version, that wouldn't. I couldn't use it on PS5 as well.
Yeah, PS5. No, it may work on Xbox. I'm not entirely sure. I know Ubisoft stuff. If you buy a game on Ubisoft Plus, that usually does carry over.
Yeah.
Nowadays, but I'm not sure if EA have went that far yet. It might just still be platform specific.
Yeah, there was no way I could buy it on PC because my girlfriend would kill me because she wants to play it. Probably more than I do at the moment.
Yeah, it's one of the games I really want to play it, but I'm also still like midway through Octopath, and I need to actually put some money aside for my holiday in the summer. So it's like,
Yeah.
I can wait.
Sort of to catch you up on the story in case you've missed any key plot points, Richie. We went back in time to the time when the Russians, well, the Soviets were invading the US. So yeah, there you go. This is a nuclear power plant.
Mission accomplished.
Huzzah!
Traveling back in time gives us another opportunity, Commander. President Dugan asked me to contact an old friend once we arrived. I hope you're sitting down.
Comment. Someone in the chat is saying, "Let's shake it, baby, and blow nuclear, please."
Well, Commander,
Sorry guys, I'll do the next
from
one.
what I understand, the future
I
ain't what
don't
it
have
used
context
to be.
for that.
Now, our job is to set it right.
So
According to
the
Executive Order
female special operative who you have,
9066,
that's their
which,
catchphrase.
by the way, won't
Oh,
be
okay.
written for another couple of months. You know, a man could blow a fuse getting his mind around this time travel stuff here. Anyway, the gist of this thing is that we're involved until the bitter end. We got a job to do, son. Lieutenant will fill you in.
Commander, Yuri has taken control of Hollywood using mind control technology. He's begun to use the media to spread subliminal propaganda. Here's a sample, with the subliminal mind control properties filtered out.
We fight a life or death struggle against the powers of capitalism. Only complete faith in Yuri can protect you. Only total compliance will save the lives of you and your family.
I stand by.
Your mind
I think
and
these games
submit
need
to
a
my
full,
will.
from the ground up remake.
The less you know, the
But with
better
the
off you
but
will
you need to
be.
keep the FMV.
100%, yeah, you can't get rid of that.
Obey me.
Establishing battlefield control.
See, it was back in the time when like
Incoming
they had to like
transmission.
find ways around like the limitations on graphics, and it was just like, yeah, just put a video in there, that's fine.
Commander, your MCV is in
What?
position near the Los Angeles International Airport. You should establish your own base before attempting to locate Yuri's forces. Sir, if you can secure the area around LAX and then get an engineer inside, we will have access to paratrooper reinforcements. Incoming transmission. Commander, the enemy is using a horrifying new technology. This is a grinder. These devices can break down anything, be it mechanical or organic. They're feeding these grinders with captive civilians, reducing them to raw materials used to fund their war efforts.
Yuri's clones are not as powerful as the original, but their ability to control minds is a definite threat on the battle control online.
Materials checked
New
and cleared.
construction options.
Alright, Richie, let's see if you can accurately sum up the plot of this level so far.
I'll admit I can't because I'm not listening to the cutscenes. So I'm relying on you to describe them.
Building.
Okay, so what's happened essentially is like Yuri's used TV mind control to take over Hollywood, and now we have to rescue Hollywood.
Okay, seems
Yeah.
again, it all seems perfectly reasonable. Like nothing weird's going on here.
No, not at all. I mean, this is just like a day in the life of, I guess.
Yeah, this is normal. Like
Sir, yes, sir. Got it.
Building.
Alright, so for someone who hasn't played it, Richie, like this explains the tech tree a bit better than the first mission. So
yeah.
essentially, you manage power, you harvest materials in the form of
Construction
ore,
complete.
and then you build like your kind of production buildings up
Sir,
gradually.
yes, sir. Moving out.
So
Building.
all this stuff is your resource, and that's your credits at the top.
Can do. Double time, sir. Yes, sir. Hooah! Double time.
You know, as different as like real-time strategy games can
On
be,
the move.
they're all basically the same game when you get down to it. And
Oh yeah,
On the
like,
move.
yeah. It's basically like the skin that you put on top of them.
yeah.
Construction complete. New construction options. Building. Structure abandoned.
Squared away,
Unit
sir.
promoted.
On my way.
We found a movie action hero, Commander. I love his westerns. Do you think we could get his autograph from him when we get a chance? Incoming transmission.
Some of these Hollywood civilians are pretty tough characters, Commander. They might be able to help you.
New construction options.
Oh yeah, so one thing in this level as well, there's like a Clint Eastwood, a Sylvester Stallone, and a Arnold Schwarzenegger rip-off just knocking about, which can if you rescue them, they'll kind of help you.
Let's show 'em what we got.
When I say that out loud, it sounds insane.
I think everything you've described about this game, when you don't have that much context for it, makes the entire game sound a bit insane. So recruiting a Clint Eastwood knockoff to help you in your battle against a mind-controlling Soviet guy who's
Unit promoted.
betrayed people seems fairly reasonable after you've just time travelled.
Yeah, like the
Using
time,
what seems to be coal power.
time travel is
Complete.
if you measure everything from a time travel base, then
Building.
it all makes
Yes.
sense, I guess, doesn't it?
Yeah, the thing is, let's be fair, as soon as you add time travel into any form of media, you're basically making the whole thing ridiculous. Like,
Oh,
time
yeah.
travel usually breaks things. Like,
Building.
Yeah, I mean, arguably it broke the MCU as well, right?
yeah. As much I still enjoy the MCU, but as soon as you start messing with multiverses and time travel, you just kind of go, oh, really?
Yeah, it's like nothing has stakes anymore after you do that.
New
But this
construction
is my issue with like Loki. We spent literally a decade building up like the Infinity Stones and Thanos as this huge threat, and then all of a sudden there's just a drawer full of Infinity Stones. It kind of just meant, and then you talk about the TVA and how everything is just kind of predetermined. It's like, so you've just retconned everything you've done to be meaningless.
Yeah, it's like in an attempt to make something good, you just like
Unit ready.
you had to like bury the stuff that came before for some reason, which
Yeah.
never really works out, does it?
Yeah.
Aircraft reporting. Ready to strike.
Our base is under attack.
Will go. Changing vector. Instruments locked
Construction
on.
complete.
most important thing is
Unit
stopping the
promoted.
damn Soviets from mind controlling Hollywood.
How about some action? Double time.
Repairing. Unit
So you'll
ready.
see like a couple of
Construction complete.
like clone figures. So these guys here. These guys like mind control one unit at a time.
Yeah.
So like the counter to them is either robots or snipers, but I don't have them.
The more words you say, the more ridiculous the game becomes.
What?
Unit ready.
It's so when you said the word, oh, the counter to them is robots. So we're just going to throw robots into the mix
Yeah.
as well.
I mean, no, like the full sense there is the counter to mind control clones is
Construction
robots.
complete.
Aircraft reporting.
I mean, it does make sense.
Yeah.
But you
There's
can't
nothing
mind
to
control something that doesn't have a mind.
Yeah.
Building. Our base is under attack. Building.
Apparently, sometimes
Repairing.
people try to clear this mission using
Insufficient
only
funds.
3 heroes. Have you ever done that, Rob?
But these guys,
Ready.
absolutely not. I wouldn't even know where to begin. Because like the issue is these guys are good against infantry, but then you don't just have infantry coming. Like
Yeah.
so unless you're dodging around and stuff. Like I like the game, but I'm nowhere near as that good.
Yeah, that seems like a level of skill where you have to really like dedicate every all your spare gaming time to one game.
Yeah. I mean it's arguably a speed run.
Yeah, it's that kind of mentality where you just practice,
Yeah.
which I do enjoy speedruns from time to time, watching them, but I've never looked at one. I'd like to do that. It just to me is always kind of like there's so much games, so much different media out there. It's like I'd rather just do something else.
Yeah. It's the same way I admire people who do kind of ultra marathons and stuff, but
Yeah,
there
I
is
just don't want
zero
it.
desire.
Yeah, it's just
Our base is under attack.
no interest in doing it.
Repairing. Building. Repairing. Repairing.
Oh, Richie, key thing I forgot to tell you as well. These are called prism towers,
Repairing.
which
Our
they
base
work
is
by
under
like
attack.
doing intense light onto like enemy units.
Unit
These were
lost.
invented by Albert
Our base is
Einstein,
under attack.
Okay, yeah, also seems reasonable.
Repairing.
who was an active character in this
Repairing.
series.
Repairing.
Albert, bright guy, by
Yeah.
all reckoning.
Repairing. Building.
That is the kind of one thing everyone agrees on with Albert. He was a smart guy.
On hold. On hold.
Anyway,
Terrible
that's-
student, apparently, though.
I can believe it. Yeah, I feel like that's an unfair assignment for a teacher though, to capture the interest of Albert Einstein.
Repairing.
Yeah, it's one of them. Like a teacher would never tell a school kid, which shouldn't really tell a school kid, like, yeah, Albert Einstein, actually renowned terrible student, because then you got a bunch of teenagers kind of go, oh, so I don't have to pay attention, and I'll be
Insufficient
fine.
funds.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm just going to invent Facebook.
If you're Albert Einstein, yeah.
Repairing.
My dogs are barking a lot. I don't know if you can hear that in the background.
I'm not hearing it, so
Repairing.
should be okay.
Our base is under attack. Repairing. Repairing. Ore miner under attack. Building.
See, the issue I have now is I'm running out of money all the time.
Our base is under attack.
Just get some off. Like, have you considered that, Rob?
Our
think-
base is under attack.
I think they're destroying my miners.
Repairing. 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 Unable to comply. Building in progress. On hold. Building.
So what's your kind of overall strategy going on for this mission? What's the
So
plan?
all of this game is just about building up your economy. So the reason the Allies are a much stronger side than the Soviets are because they have like the better economy units.
Unit ready.
They have capitalism on their side.
Essentially, yes. Like it kind of mirrors real life a little bit in that regard.
Repairing.
So at the moment, what I need to do is get like 3 of these little miners out. That should give me the money. I turtle up on my base defences a little bit, and then I need to start pushing to destroy these things here. So yeah, short term, turtle and economy. It's basically any strategy game, like the get cash and turtle approach, and then I can push out.
My issue with strategy
Construction
games
complete.
is
Repairing.
I overdo it
In terms of defences.
in terms of everything. I'm not going to play the objective until I finish, until I'm satisfied with the base I've built and the sheer size of the army, which would usually be, if a game has like a unit cap, it's usually I need to be hitting the unit cap before I even start to think about playing the
Yeah,
objective.
Sufficient funds.
Especially when it comes to Age of Empires, you have to like max out your
Oh yeah,
people, don't you?
because when you go on the offensive, you have to just commit.
It's kind of like thing if you lose like 2 units, it's a complete disaster in your head for some reason.
Oh yeah, you can't lose units. Like, it's just not acceptable.
Yeah, I mean they have families and stuff, right?
Do you like the classic Age of Empires bad AI approach where it just seems to put a muster point in your base and you just constantly produce units, so they just end up with this long string of units walking across the map?
Yeah, this is basically what this game does. It just sends like piecemeal units at you forever, and occasionally like
Unit
they'll
ready.
have enough backing to kind of like break through your defenses. But once you get to a point, you basically just like kind
Building.
of chilling. But it is a 20-year-old AI, so I'm going to give it.
Yeah, you can give them a pass.
Yeah.
The one thing I'm not liking about this game is the lack of walls.
Oh, I can build walls. They're just completely useless.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're a feature. I'll build you some walls, Richie.
Yeah, you have to build a ring of walls around your base.
Construction complete.
We learned that in Minecraft Legends.
Repairing.
I think we're going to revisit that in the
Construction
future, right?
complete.
Like I had quite a lot of fun playing it.
Yeah, I think we should. And we've got a couple of things planned. I think we've got Redfall drops next week on Game Pass, so I think that's one where I think we'll be jumping into. Is it Arkham Knight? I think is on Luna Plus, so we might look at that at some point. We talked before about having like playing some Age of Empires, like multiplayer with you and Chris.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie.
That's what
I've
I'd
been
still like to
practicing.
do.
I've been practicing on that for.
Oh, that's
just
not
in case.
fun, Rob. You're not meant to practice.
What? Look, right,
Which,
playing
which game have you been practicing?
number 2.
Okay, so we'll play Age of Empires 3 then.
Which
Or
one's
4. Have you
which
ever
one's
have you ever
3?
played 4?
Yeah,
3's
yeah.
the one where you can have like train tracks and stuff.
Unit
Well,
lost.
I've played quite a bit of 3. It was kind of there was like kind of mechanics that went beyond just the mission.
Repairing.
Is
So you had
3 the
like
one
a
where
home
it's like
base and stuff.
is it kind of like yeah, and you can get units from your home base and stuff.
Yeah, and I think you developed your home base as well, and you could like didn't have like a card game element to it where you could like have like unit drops, like request unit
Repairing.
drops from your home base
Ore
kind of
miner
stuff.
under attack.
It's been decades since I've
Building.
played, so I was like,
Yeah, I can't remember, but wasn't it
Yeah.
kind of like around like the Red Coat type
yeah, I
of
think so.
like,
Yeah,
colonization age? Because I remember like the Musket men in there were like
Unit ready.
even for a game with like those types of graphics back then, like it was brutal, like just walking up to somebody and like
Construction
sticking
complete.
10 muskets in the face and just like letting go. It's like
well,
it
it's
was-
what used to happen.
it was that type
Probably.
of combat though. It was just walk
Yeah.
up to somebody and just like shoot them in the face.
Building.
Yeah.
Building.
A musket may look like a ranged weapon, but realistically, the aim on them is so terrible they're
Ore
not.
miner
Yeah.
under attack.
It's a close combat projectile weapon.
Yeah, they work in like groups of 10.
like a modern day shotgun. You just need 10 guys to operate it.
Yeah, it's like each individual bit of shot is a person.
Yeah.
Now we talk about, I do think I played it a fair bit, but
Yeah, I've never played 4.
Construction complete.
I think that's on Game Pass as well. Actually.
yeah, I got 4 on Game Pass.
Building.
It's pretty good, but do you like when some
Construction
games fall for
complete.
that trap where it becomes like you can't really tell if it's a like 3-hour tutorial or if it's the actual game? It kind of
Yeah.
started doing that for me.
Our new battle fortress crushes
Yeah,
enemy
I think
armor that
I still
crosses
think
its path
2
while
is the
it carries
definitive
us
Age of
back.
Empires
Plus, everyone
experience.
inside can fire
Like
at
that
any
combination when with a handful of different
Reinforcements
campaigns
have
set in
arrived.
different parts of the world that kind of like explored the different like races that you could play as.
Mhm.
But then let's be fair, it was all about
Construction
either
complete.
the single player, like just scenario stuff, or just online multiplayer.
Yeah. I will say, like, they were a lot better at balancing kind of games back then, I think. This may sound
think
like
just
kind of
sim-
stupid nostalgia, but Age of
think it was
Empires 2
simpler.
it's so well balanced between all the different kind of civilizations.
Yeah.
Our base is under attack.
Maybe that's just nostalgia talking.
I think part of it is just it's a simpler game. There's less mechanics to
Building.
actually balance.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Building.
Nowadays, because every like game, it can't just be just a strategy game like Age of Empires 2. It has to have a new hook in there to make it interesting. Every time you add a new set of mechanics, you add another thing that unbalances the game. You have to try and figure out how to balance it.
Insufficient funds.
Then inevitably, you think I imagine developers probably spent like literal like months and months and months working purely on balancing, just fine tuning like numbers behind the
Unit
scenes
ready.
and stuff,
Mhm.
and got handful of playtesters almost immediately broke it.
Positional data received.
I mean, if you've watched any of the Spiffing Brits content, you'll kind of get what I mean. Like, he'll get his hands on like brand new games, like okay, and you know that some developers have slaved over the balancing and like bug fixing. He will just eviscerate it.
Yeah, the thing is, like, communities have sprung up just for that purpose now, haven't they? So
Yeah.
it's like,
Construction complete.
yeah,
I
it's quite
kinda like-
thankless.
I've been since I was discovered the Spiffing Brit. I've been quite a big fan because one, he's entertaining. Two, yeah, he is doing like exploits and stuff, but he does it for humorous purposes, or almost exclusively, and sometimes actually in a way pointing stuff to the developer. Look, this is how I'm breaking your game.
Hmm.
Especially when it's like multiplayer stuff, he does seem to have that look. I'm breaking your game. This is how I'm doing it.
So an interesting one for me
You might,
is,
Dev, you might want to look at this.
yeah, I played Bannerlord, Mountain Blade a fair bit, and like a couple of the systems in that game are just so
Unit ready.
badly like grind heavy, which it just like completely like destroys all kind of interest in me, like leveling up certain skills. And the Spiff and Brit actually found like a couple of exploits for it, which kind of like jumps ahead. And because it's like a single player game, I didn't feel bad about just doing the exploit to unlock more enjoyment from the game. So
Oh yeah,
it's-
I wouldn't like.
it's useful in that way as well.
It's why I think there's a trend in a lot of like JRPG remasters nowadays. I think the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters have this feature where you can just up the game speed.
Yeah, and like why
Like-
why not?
Well, I'm playing Octopath Traveler with the game speed set to two times.
Unit
Like
ready.
that's just a feature of the game, and the reason I'm doing that is it doesn't change my enjoy. It's just speeds up basic battle animations.
Yeah. See, I tend to play this game on a higher speed level, but like
Yeah.
going back to like I can't focus on games properly when I'm streaming. I've learned.
Yeah. So.
Destination.
One thing I think I usually do is like I'll sometimes like if I fancy just playing like, an old Pokemon game, I will emulate it even if I own the game and have the platform in this room
Mhm.
because I can just use speed hacks.
Yeah. Alright, Richie, to keep you up to date with what's happening now, I've unlocked the tank version of Einstein's light cannon creation, so you know.
Oh, that's cool.
Unit lost.
I like how it's thematic. Einstein, quite known for his light work with light.
Yeah, right. Shit.
Yeah. Good.
Unit lost.
Oh, I've just lost them all. That's bad. Okay, we'll start that again.
Quick save and quick load. Oh, he's just going to rebuild.
Yeah, I've got the economy. It's fine now. See, the issue is those tanks are really powerful and have got good range, but they're super fragile. So as soon as like one of the clones come to mind control you, like it just destroys all of them.
Unit ready.
Yeah, glass cannons.
Basically, yeah.
Ore miner under attack.
But I kind of deserved it because I should have sent them in for some of the stuff. But I'm not really concentrating too much.
Ore miner
See, this is
under
why you need
attack.
walls, Rob. If you just built a
Unit
wall
lost.
around them, then the enemies couldn't attack them.
Oh,
I mean, you couldn't attack them either, but you'd still have them.
Coming home.
Lens shifters in working condition.
See, I've run out of ore in this area now, so my harvesters are vulnerable to attack as well, which is good.
Coordinates processed. Resolving coordinates.
Our base is under attack.
Reflection.
Unit ready.
Calculating reflection.
You just death charge in.
Compensating for terrain flux.
No, these things will get destroyed if I death charge.
Building.
The ore purifier. So this building right here, the ore purifier, is the reason the Allies are much better than Soviets. Because that kind of like puts a
Unit
multiplier on all the resources you gather.
Okay. Is the nuclear power station meant to be the Soviets' answer to that?
In some ways, but they also get it's called like an industrial
Insufficient funds.
plant or something, and that reduces the cost of their tanks. Because like thematically they're quite like a heavy tank kind of play style.
Yeah.
So they get that, but it just doesn't compare
Ore
to
miner under
like
attack.
the ore purifier.
Okay. Is there only two like factions in this game?
So you get two factions. Well, three if you include Yuri.
Unit ready.
So like Yuri's all kind of like clone heavy and stuff like that.
I mean, like if like you were to sit down and play like multiplayer, is there only like two?
So when you play multiplayer, what you have is kind of nations within the Allies, and they each have like a special, one special unit. So the Americans get a free power drop, which like just dumps a bunch of like infantry where you want. The French get
Ore
this
miner
giant
under
cannon
attack.
as like a defensive
Repairing.
thing. The Koreans get a special like upgraded jet, which is better than these. And then the British get a sniper, I think. Yeah, sniper.
A long moment.
Yeah. So yeah, like,
Construction complete.
but because of this is in the campaign, you get access to all of them on different levels.
Low power. Building.
Oh, this was a mistake.
Unit ready.
Panel charged.
Our base is under attack. Unit lost. Repairing.
Yeah, I fucked up
Our
bad.
base is under attack. Repairing. Ore miner under attack.
Panels charged. Positional data lens shifters in working sensor stable. Estimating distortion error. Estimating distortion error. Readjusting stabilizer.
Really enough, the game's audio keeps going like super distorted. Like, the weird thing is, in terms of graphics, it kind of holds up
Our
to a
base is
degree,
under attack.
but the actual functionality it's definitely showing like the creakiness of its age.
It could just be like an issue for being played an old game. As you said, this is your original copy on new hardware.
Unit
Yeah.
ready.
There might just be some compatibility stuff, like especially like with Windows 11.
Lost.
To be fair, it's a small miracle it runs at all, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like,
Positional data received.
oh yeah, I think a ground up remake of like Command and Conquer series
Unit ready. Repairing.
just would be pretty cool. Just kind of take the classic ones and just kind of merge them into one game.
Yeah, like the trouble is the last couple of games just really like just drove the franchise into the ground. Like they weren't just like like average games. They were just
Unit ready.
bad in every single way. Like they kind of like screwed up the law of it a lot of the time, and then like
So
performance-wise.
this is why you just pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly that.
You go, where's the last good game in the series? That's where you draw the line. You make a remake to cover all the games up to that point. Again, keep the FMV in there.
Unit ready.
Ideally, if you can, keep the original FMV video files, and just kind of touch remaster them, put them in, and then you can just take the series in a new direction going forward.
Yeah, that would be an idea. Like, there are certain elements to this game which just have not aged well at all. So it's like every single like kind of woman in the game like is instantly attracted to you and like wants to sleep with you because you're such a good general/gamer. And then
So
like
that's just like real life, isn't it?
it's like the ultimate teenage boy fantasy. It's like, oh, this like, you know, supermodel level kind of girl is interested in me because I've saved the free world or something.
They might need to rework some of that then. It depends how bad it is actually. If it's kind of done tongue in cheek, you might get away with it.
See, this is the thing, I'm not sure because like number 2 kind of, I guess like the Tanya character was like kind of empowering and stuff like that, and she was like just a general badass. But in number 3, the one after this, they just went like full hog, and like every single like kind of character was like in like a short skirt and like with ditzy and stuff like that, and that's part of it. Like that's part of the reason for the decline.
Yeah, you might have to add some. You could kind of play it in like a satirical way, but you probably have to add some stuff to kind of make sure it does land as satire.
Yeah.
Positional data received.
Just have it like at a plot point where Yuri's just like brainwashed all the women into finding you really attractive. And then when you finally defeat Yuri, like they suddenly break out and go, oh no.
it's like no, you've been playing Command and Conquer for 4 hours, of course I'm not attracted to you.
Yeah. 4 hours. As if it's only 4 hours.
Oh, alright.
Unit promoted.
We've all got games, we've got like hundreds of hours in. I'm guessing this is one for you.
Yeah, like how bad I'm doing on this level betrays how much time I put into it, but I do promise everybody I'm a half decent player off stream.
Chris has just put a Spandau Works saying, I think they had a problem with the recent remasters was that the FMV content was left at Westwood Studios on film, and it was just lost or left somewhere in a warehouse and no one knew where.
Base is under attack.
So some of the original
Unit
recordings
ready.
might be gone.
See, this is the problem because
That's your excuse to have to re-record them. Like, well, we don't have the original, so we've had to re-record it.
I wonder how much media has been lost over time to stuff like that. Because like you have to remember as well,
tons.
like game development used to be like a complete like amateur show like during this period in time as well. Like
I'm sure it's like it might be Square Enix actually. Some of the early original like copies, like maybe some of the early Final Fantasy games, stuff like that, were just destroyed, like the original masters, because no one thought to care. No one thought anyone would care about them.
Yeah, and like no one thought to actually like file them or something. Whereas now, obviously,
Yeah.
like companies will have full departments just dedicated to kind of preserving stuff.
But if you think in that kind of like early-ish age of video games were just kind of disposable. It wasn't really till later that they started being seen more of an art form. And even now, there's just a big push for preservation.
Unit lost.
Like how much do companies get flack when they like remaster a game, then delist the originals?
Yeah.
Like Nintendo did pretty much. There's games literally on that are exclusive to I think like the original DS and maybe in the Wii and the Wii U that you just can't get anymore because they were digital only games, and Nintendo have just pulled their storefronts. So if you have that game like downloaded, it's gone.
Yeah, it's like a massive shame, isn't it? And like,
Yeah.
there's probably a load which like we've just completely forgot about their existence as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Lens shifters in working condition. New
And
coordinates processed.
a load of great games as well, not just filler trash.
Our base is under attack.
Alright, so this hero guy I've unlocked here, he's the like the Arnold Schwarzenegger in Terminator 2 type of guy.
Okay. Will he be back?
I might just sacrifice him, to be honest.
Prism tank in order, sir. Resolving target coordinates.
Makes sense.
And I've actually already lost him, I don't know where he is. Oh, there he is.
Can do. Hooah!
What do I need to do here? I need to walk up to this base. So you get to a tipping point on these levels as well, where like
Building.
you kind of can destroy some of the constant like flood of units. So you stop being on the back foot all the time, and then you actually start
Distortion error.
making some progress, which I think I'm about at that point now.
Training.
Lens shifters in working condition. New
Yeah, it's
coordinates
surviving the enemies in the early game, like strategy to establish your base enough so then you can actually go on the counter.
Yeah, it all kind of comes back to the economy point, where it's they've got their economy built and can just chuck stuff at you, whereas
compensating.
obviously yours has to get to a point where you're happy with it.
Building.
Is it weird that I'd always quite happily play a lot of strategy games without an opponent?
Or just to build
Just-
a base.
Just to build a base, yeah. Build a base, build an army, that's all I care about.
Construction complete.
Dioptic manifolds clear. Magnifiers
Thanks for the
activated.
clones.
I think that's why I kind of like, I do like things like Civilization, where
Unit
it does,
ready.
not everything has to be a military victory.
Yeah, you can do completely peaceful runs, can't you?
Yeah, yeah.
And arguably
I
they're
tend-
better.
Unit promoted.
For me,
Because you don't
my
have to invest
military
massive.
tends to be focused on defense rather than on an attack, and it's annoying how they get so arsey when you just put like a bunch of tanks on the end of on your border. But it's like it's on my border.
Yeah.
Unit ready.
It's in my area. Like, where do you think I'm gonna put it? It's like I'm not attacking. Like, I'm a piece of you. I've got no problems. Just
Yeah, plus like going full warmonger is quite difficult in that game because everyone hates you, nobody trades with you, and like kind of accurate to life, you do get kind of isolated, and like that kind of stops you getting like all your luxury resources and stuff. So
and then Gandhi nukes you.
yeah.
Just accurate to real life.
Engineering. Yes, sir. I've got the knowledge.
It's going to be a really bad question. I don't know what the answer to is, but when did Gandhi die?
Studying
Unit
blue.
I don't know.
Because all I'm wondering is if like, did he overlap with like the original kind of civilization at all? Because I don't know how old he was when he came to prominence.
He was born in 1869,
Oh, like, yeah, definitely.
which is generally older than I realised.
Unit
And
ready.
he died in 1948.
Unit lost.
I don't know why, but I thought he like. In my head, he kind of like had his big kind of campaign like after the war, but I thought he was a lot younger for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Tank in order.
me too. I
Unit ready.
tell it. Nope.
Okay, fair enough. So there was no chance he saw the first Civilization game then.
Probably not. No, considering he died in the 40s.
My history's so bad in some. See, this is a product of like the UK school system teaching history. You learn about the war and that's it.
Yeah, that's true. You don't learn about any, and even then you only learn about basically we were the winners.
Yeah, you learn about the war in Europe. You don't learn about like the war
rest
in
of it.
India
You learn about
or
the nukes
Africa.
and stuff, like in Japan, America nuking Japan. But it's kind of like, oh yeah, World War I was all about trenches, and then we won. World War II was about Hitler, and then we won. And then America nuked Japan to end it. It was like,
Yeah.
Japan was involved.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Pearl Harbor. Yeah, Pearl Harbor. They did the Pearl Harbor thing, and then America nuked them.
Yeah.
And that is kind of like the Pacific Front that's how it's summed up.
Yeah. But back to the important thing. Battle of Britain, Spitfires, and we won.
Oh yeah, Battle of Britain, Spitfires, refugees. We did like talk about was it the Normans, like the Tudors and stuff.
Nice going, Commander.
Yeah.
Yuri won't be using civilians to fund his war machine any longer. Maybe they'll make a movie about
You never really
after all.
learn about
New
stuff
mission
like the British
objectives.
Empire, like at all.
No, like the British history started about kind of like 1912
Unit promoted.
in school, basically, and it's like, and then 2 years later, like the war kicked off.
Romans was always a popular topic. Well, stuff did we kind of do in history?
Unit promoted.
I think we did touch on slavery, but it was always portrayed as this was an American thing.
Yeah.
And then when you actually look at the truth, you go, no, that was kind of us. They
I was
carried it on after they kicked us out, but it was kind of us.
Yeah. So I was talking to somebody about kind of learning about history in school. Do you remember when we had to make posters for slaves? Do you like
not really.
we'd make posters and then we'd stain them with tea bags to make them look old.
Yeah, because that was history class. You just do a fit. It's basically arts and crafts with history spin to it.
Like when you think back, that was so messed up. Like so messed up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like how well history's taught nowadays, but I think in hindsight, in our schooling is not done
Unit
well.
promoted.
Not really. But it is like it's a resource issue though, isn't it? That's the thing.
Yeah, but we did. How many times did we cover basically the same stuff of World War II?
Yeah.
It seems like every year we basically do something about World War II, and it would really expand your knowledge on what happened in World War II.
Yeah, so I remember doing my history degree, GCSE, and yeah, learn about the war first of all, and then immediately jumped into my GCSE and just learned about the same stuff again, but in a bit more detail.
So you actually got a bit more deal. I don't have a history GCSE. I did geography instead. So I learned about Longshore Drift and Oxbow Lakes.
You get all the cool information on this stream, guys.
Yeah.
Lens shifters in working condition. Positional data received.
What was history like for you? What did you learn in school? Let us know in the comments.
Building.
Prism tank in order, sir. Compensating for terrain flux.
I've
Back in
completely
a
lost track of
moment.
what I'm supposed to be doing here. What am I doing? Destroy all UV buildings. Okay.
Panels charged.
Ready.
Prism sensor stable. Positional data received. Estimated distortion error. Intensifying light
Unit
trajectory.
ready.
See, if I was playing off stream, what I'd normally do is capture this hospital because it heals all your infantry. But Richie's not even there anymore. I didn't realise he left. But now I am sat here by myself, talking to myself.
Unit ready.
And that is chaos theory.
Focusing light energy. For terrain flux. Intensifying light trajectory. Focusing light energy. Compensating for terrain flux. Estimating distortion error. Intensifying light trajectory.
Unit
Intensifying
ready.
light trajectory. Calculating deflection.
For anybody who's like a proper red like Command and Conquer fan, I know I'm doing the cheap tactics of just building those prism tanks. Don't give me shit about it.
Target coordinates.
Unit promoted. Unit ready.
Positional data received. Magnifiers activated. Intensified. Compensating for terrain flux. Focusing light energy. Focusing light energy.
I am returned.
Focusing
I was so engrossed in the game, I didn't realise you'd left, and then I started talking to you, and I was like, why is Richie being dead quiet? And then looked over to my my OBS and like, oh, he's not here.
I did say I'd be back in a sec.
Yeah, I think I was too focused on trying to do something.
Yeah, alright. Is it still the same mission?
Oh yeah, completely. I have to destroy all these things first, and then we're good. I did think we'd get a bit further through the campaign, but we're definitely not going at all.
See, just spent all the time building troops when you could have just done it with 3 guys.
The good thing is, like, I've got like veterancy on all my units now, so I'll just like completely stomp over all this.
Does veterancy carry through to different next missions?
No, like you won't get any of these units back again.
Ah,
but it's relatively easy to level stuff up.
Yes, it's not like Warzone.
Oh god, no.
Warzone, great game. I think after we were talking on the podcast, I did download it.
It's brilliant, isn't it? But again,
it's free to play.
Yeah, like what we were saying before, like that's a game that could very easily have been just lost.
That's a game that could just, it could have been lost. It's one of them like weird deep cuts that you threw out there. It's like, oh my god, that was an awesome game.
Because I think I remember it originally from, like, I think your brother was playing it at your house at one point, and that's what got me into it.
I remember my brother playing it a lot.
Unit ready.
I'm trying to remember in that episode, I think it was an X-Pass. I remember looking for a trailer. I don't know if I've ever found one. Okay, I really struggled to find one.
Yeah.
Warzone 2100.
Alright. Let's see if we can speedrun another mission before we end.
We're receiving a streaming video feed via satellite uplink, Commander. It's from Chairman Bing, the trillionaire CEO of the massive Soft Corporation in Seattle, Washington. I'm patching it through now.
I don't know how long I'll be able to stay online. Yuri's forces are crawling all over the massive Soft campus.
That was recorded
He's
in
built
January.
a nuclear missile silo, and he's threatening to nuke Seattle unless I fund his war effort. He's also forcing our R&D department. It's some sort of special project. Looks to me like it's some genetic software.
Yeah, so that copyright infringement right there was Yuri has now taken hostage a Bill Gates-like character, which we have to go rescue.
Satellite recon confirms Yuri's got an operational silo in the area. Taking out those nukes is priority 1. We have our own super weapon. One of Einstein's weather control machines. Use it on that base. Pronto.
This is the Space Wheel, Commander. Garrisoning some GIs here will give us an
Need to
excellent
bring
view
back
of the city
Warzone.
and allow us to better see what Yuri's forces.
There's so many game franchises out there. Like you look at it and go, you know what? If you just like a modern spin on that, because I think one of the nice new unique things with there is the maps were kind of interlinked throughout the campaign. So you build up your base, and when you finish a mission, would be like, okay, next mission, here's a new map. Part of the map that you played before might just be like cut off, but then here's another section who's like almost like actually open world in a weird kind of way.
Warning. Lightning
I can't think of another game that kind of did it like that.
No, in a lot of ways it was very, very ahead of its time.
And who doesn't want the ability to just customize their own tanks?
Structure garrison.
Could you also customize the cyborgs, or were they just kind of like relatively standard?
I think you could a bit. I'm trying to remember. I remember distinctly the ability to customize the tanks, but when I re-downloaded it, I only kind of played for one evening, so I don't think I got as far as like cyborgs and stuff. I mean, now if you did it now, you could totally put that in.
Oh yeah. Oh, I just got nuked.
Unit lost. Sir, we need more power to bring the weather control device back on.
Just don't get nuked.
Unit ready.
Just get me close enough.
Really dislike this mission.
Ready to roll.
You can't build anything.
Unit reporting. High speed, low
It's just like one of them straight up story missions.
Give me a target.
Yeah, well, like it kind of forces you to
Securing position.
kind of be super slow with all your kind of units. So I have to get the sniper to take out the clones before I can go near them to destroy these tanks. But the tanks I have are like super weak.
Evening, Crazy Bad. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for your support.
Rob is on a quest to defeat a time-traveling psychic. Does Yuri time travel, or is it just us who time travels?
No, like he stole a machine that we invented. Obviously, Richie. Like,
yeah.
A man can't time travel by himself.
That is true. I've not seen Doctor Who. He needs a companion.
Very good point.
Otherwise, the exposition doesn't work.
Repairing. Training. Unit promoted.
I can't remember. Is Doctor Who like stopped for a bit now, or is it still going?
It's still going. I didn't watch much of Jodie Whittaker's arc. I kind of got bored during Peter Capaldi's arc, and then Jodie Whittaker's stuff. Like, I think just some of the writing was kind of bad in season 1.
Yeah.
So that's kind of when I fell off.
Peter Capaldi is such a good actor.
Yeah,
but is
such a good actor. But I think some of the stories he was involved in were just kind of bland.
Yeah.
Unit promoted.
It's such a shame.
Yeah. But Jodie Whittaker's time is up as the Doctor. And I think this year they're doing like a series of specials to kind of bridge her time to like the new guy who's going to take over. So I think there's like scheduling conflicts. Ncuti Gatwa is going to be the next Doctor.
Who's sorry?
Ncuti Gatwa? I'm not sure I'm saying his name right. Me either.
Unit lost. Reinforcements have arrived.
I mean, it sounds bad, but I can tell there would have been controversy just because of his name.
I don't think there has been controversy over him. I think there's more controversy over Joe Whittaker. With her being a woman.
It's mad when you say like these like types of sentences out loud, and like people were mad that the Doctor became a woman. Like, come on.
It didn't bother me at all, to be honest.
Yeah, because you're not.
Yeah. I actually thought she made a good Doctor. Again, I think it was just the stories she was involved in were just not that interesting.
She's a great actress as well.
She is.
Was it Broadchurch her thing? Or...
Yeah, she was in Broadchurch. David Tennant, who is the current incarnation of the Doctor again.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, David Tennant's back as the Doctor, and for this kind of run of specials, to bridge the gap.
Oh, okay. Was that just like people aren't particularly liking the show anymore? Let's bring back David Tennant.
Well, actually, the original showrunner from like back when they first rebooted the show in the early 2000s, he's back as well.
Okay.
So I don't know whether to get the band back together thing, or it's like we just need someone to bridge the gap. David Tennant's popular and he's willing to do it.
Yeah.
But again, I haven't seen them yet, the special, so I was like, it's hard to know.
Yes, sir.
I might give it a try.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe this is like the opportunity to get back in.
Yeah, because I kind of fell out in the Matt Smith era, just because like there's some about his face I didn't like, and that sounds really bad, but
I like Matt Smith.
I like him in other stuff. There's a movie called, there's like an Edgar Wright movie called Soho Nights, I think. He's really good in that.
So Ncuti Gatwa is famous for being in sex education.
Tools of the trade.
I've never
Oh
watched
yeah,
it,
yeah.
so-
Yuri's taking the city apart
played
piece
Eric?
by piece, Commander. You've got to take out his nuclear
Yeah, I
silo.
remember him now. Oh yeah, I like the guy.
Give me a job. Proceeding to vantage point.
Training.
Yeah, so he's going to be the 15th incarnation of the Doctor, kind of. Yeah, I mean, there's apparently some stuff in Jodie Whittaker's run where they kind of retconned, so the first Doctor's not really the first Doctor anymore.
Oh yeah, because doesn't he only have so many like regenerations or something?
But that was the thing. He was originally meant to only have, I think, 13 regenerations, and for like kind of plot reasons that would have ended up being Matt Smith, because David Tennant took up a couple of them.
Yeah, just based on pure popularity, wasn't it? It was like, yeah, let's give him a few more.
Well, there was a few like kind of false regeneration like story arcs, wasn't there, under David Tennant? So like, well, they still counted to make Matt Smith like the 13th Doctor, although he's the 11th Doctor. But I think the way they kind of worked is the Time Lords popped up and given him some more, given him another like full set.
Oh, that's nice.
And then Jodie Whittaker's like, under Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, it turns out those Doctors are previous to the first. So it kind of just broke the law of the show. Kind of.
I'm sure the Doctor Who fans didn't get really, really annoyed by that.
I think that's why I'm aware of it, Rob.
Outstanding. Securing position.
Like on the surface of it, it actually does feel a little disrespectful to kind of like, for such a long-running show, to kind of go like the first guy who would play him is no longer William Hartnell is no longer the first Doctor. There's other people for him. Like,
Settling in.
Yeah, I can see
takes
that.
a little bit of special thing away from him.
Yeah, for no other reason than probably kind of
To make some sort of like
I'm making a
hype
healthy
pop.
donation to your war fund. Immediately.
Warning. Nuclear missile launched.
keep building it.
Push the ratings up. So that was probably the plan.
Secondary objective achieved. Unit promoted. Unit lost.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's retconned out of existence in the not too distant
Lightning
future.
storm ready.
Sniper ready. Eliminate him.
You kind of have like the
Job.
comic book issue that only where it's like different writers come in and like they retcon each other over and over again,
Yeah.
and then
Unit
to get around that issue, they all start kind of building their own universes and stuff. And then
Matt
all
Smith's
gets a bit-
Doctor literally rebooted the entire universe. So God knows what that means for the like chronology.
Let's destroy these guys.
Warning. Lightning storm created.
Give me a target.
Oh yeah, Einstein also created a device that can make lightning storms.
That seems, again, perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, like I don't know why people are making a big deal of it, really.
Destination,
Yeah,
Commander?
like,
Unit reporting. High speed.
Unit promoted.
theoretically, if you can create lightning storms, you might be able to create perpetual energy.
Unit
Although
lost.
you probably have to put more into creating than you get out.
Yeah, this takes like loads of
Yeah.
power to charge up.
Give me a target. Just get me close enough.
And stop trying to apply real science to Command and Conquer, Richie.
Can you actually control the cloud?
Vehicle ready.
You can decide where it goes, but that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Weapon ready. Commencing assault. Commencing assault. Outstanding.
Alright, I'm almost done with this.
Fire zone confirmed. Securing
Unit promoted.
vehicle ready. Closing in.
Oh no, no, get flying out, get flying out.
Unit promoted. Unit lost.
Destination, Commander? Yes, sir.
Okay, wrapping
Warning.
this up now.
Nuclear missile
Just in
launched.
time for another nuclear missile
Unit
to launch.
lost.
Just dodge it. Parry it, Rob.
I would ask you to parry, but you suck at parrying things.
I actually really do. If you want proof of that, go check out our Elden Ring stream. Or probably some other streams. I suck at parrying so much I tend to try and just use dodges.
Mission accomplished.
Maybe you should stream Warlong next week, Richie.
No, it's done. I'm not playing it again, Rob. I give up on it.
Alright, that's good par. 12 minutes compared to 30, which is par. I'll take that.
There is power.
Not bad.
I have terrible news, Commander. Professor Einstein has been captured. We believe Yuri plans to force him to help improve the psychic dominator technology.
With the professor's
I
help,
think next
Yuri
week
can
we'll
finish the
probably
psychic
be more
dominator
focused.
network even sooner.
It's the big game coming
We
to
cannot
Xbox.
let that happen.
You gotta think so, don't you? I'm down for it if that's what we decide.
Establishing battlefield
Yeah, I think it
control.
does
Stand
it come out
by.
on Thursday or Friday.
Incoming transmission.
I think it's like Thursday, like at a weird time overnight.
We've tracked the professor to a secret
Comes
base
out
here
the
in Egypt.
2nd of May. Oh, it comes up
You'll have to
Tuesday.
construct your own base. Special Agent Tanya will be available to assist you
Yeah,
with
probably
the
we'll be
professor's
playing either
rescue.
Thursday or Friday, whenever it's
being held
like
in a
convenient
secret
for
base near
like
the
when me,
large
you, and Chris
pyramid.
can get together.
There are oil fields to the
Sounds
east.
good.
Our new tank destroyers can easily cut through Yuri's forces here.
It's a 4-player co-op.
The German tank destroyer was designed to punch
I'm
through vehicle
literally looking
armor.
for that
It's
now.
effective against enemy tanks, but it does very little damage to buildings. Incoming transmission.
Help me across the river, Commander, and I'll make your life a
Four-player
whole lot
co-op.
easier. Snatch the good doctor from Yuri's goons and be out of there before they even know what
I'm
hit him.
hoping this game comes
New
out and it's good.
construction options.
He's had a rough go of it.
I really, really wanted to do well, but
No fear, Tanya's here.
Battle
I don't
control
know.
online.
They really like
Building.
dropped the ball a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I'm going to remain positive, which is something I'm consciously trying to do on the podcasts more and more now, because I realise like
Complete.
a lot of it's just like, oh well, this sucks. This also sucks.
Construction options.
Yeah, sometimes you get sometimes there's stories that just go, that just sucks. The thing for me that I always fall into the trap of is when a game looks like a 7 or 8 out of 10, like just a 7 out of 10 sort of game where I'm kind of going, it's it's probably a fine game, but is it good enough to actually warrant my time investment when you have limited time?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to try and be a bit more positive. That's my May resolution, if we call it, if you want to call it that. So we'll
I'm going
see.
to try and be a bit more negative to balance it out.
Yeah, we can't be
I just try to be objective about it.
Sir, it's imperative that we rescue Dr. Einstein as soon as possible. He's being held at a secret base near the giant pyramid.
Tour underway.
Untouchable.
Okay, I'm going to go rescue Einstein at the moment.
Construction complete.
So you can make use of more weather-based weapons.
New construction
I
options.
hope so, yeah.
I'm so good. Gotcha. I'm so good. Nothing to stop
So
me.
your objective is rescue Einstein from Yuri's base near the Great Pyramid.
Building.
Yep,
The Great Pyramid of Giza.
I hear ya.
yep, there it is.
Building
Okay,
captured.
Others. Gotcha.
Commander, beware of Yuri's psychic tower. If units get too close to it, they become mindless slaves to Yuri. Destroying the tower
Can that
or
guy
cutting
swim?
its power will free up any controlled units.
Yeah, so this is like your
I'm trained
commando
to
unit.
resist mind control.
Alright, so it's not just like any unit can swim, it's like a special ability of that unit.
Yeah, so she's called Tanya, and she's like the
Oh, I know of Tanya.
yeah. So you'll see her in like
She's one of the few things of like lore that I'm kind of aware of. That there's a hero unit called Tanya.
Our base is under attack. Unit lost.
yeah. So the Soviets have someone called Boris, who is like their equivalent. I should have been paying more attention.
Good evening,
Construction
Jim.
options.
Thanks for stopping by.
Building.
No armor's too tough. In the field.
Put some respect on Tanya's name. I am. I said she's
Construction
basically one of the only bits of lore I know of.
New construction
Like,
options.
she transcends the game.
Honestly, as like a teenage kid, like Tanya was like the crush that every single boy had playing this game.
That's probably why I know. You and Chris simping on Tanya.
Oh yeah, 100%. She was also in
Did she get any FMV stuff?
oh yeah, like she gets all the time.
Alright, so it's not just the pixels.
No, no, like do you remember the movie Eight-Legged Freaks?
Yes.
So she's the like the love interest in that of David. Oh, what the hell's that guy's name?
Schwimmer?
No, it's He's in
I just picked
Scream.
it, David.
Yeah, it's his love interest.
Building.
Chris is saying more respect. I think Chris is still simping on Tanya now.
Oh yeah, everyone still thinks that. Like, Red Alert 3 Tanya is just
Construction complete.
a travesty compared to original Tanya.
They realised, was it one of them that completely flanderised her? Where it's like, oh, all the young boys are just in love with this character. Get her boobs out.
I think what they did is they just made her like too bimbo-y in number 3. And like, in this she's still like, obviously like she's like a badass in this one, and like in the next one she's just like really shallow as a character. What do I need to do to start this place?
Building. Building.
So yeah, in short, yes, we do simp on Tanya.
Construction complete.
It's why if I ever accidentally kill her in a mission, I always restart the mission because I feel guilty.
It's David Arquette. You're thinking of.
Arquette, yeah, that's it.
Chris to the rescue there. Between Tanya and Tim Curry, Chris knows who's picking, and I'm guessing it's Tim.
Transportation is on
Yeah,
route to
probably.
take it
Like,
safely.
yeah.
Construct Commander. Apparently the base guarding the psychic dominator is only a secondary installation. Yuri has another massive base to the east. You need to level it. Unit promoted.
One of the most perfect examples of overacting ever. Committed to anything.
Building.
That clip is so near to my heart just because of how you can see him
Sir,
laugh as before he delivers the line.
you can command our new robot
It's like,
tank. A fast attack
I think we did talk about this on the X-Pass, was like, that was the best take.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's just like, he only did, it's hard to believe, like, with such a quite a short scene that they only did one take, so. Space.
Space.
It took me, it was hard to find that clip, you know, actually, in a decent, like, thing to, because I edited that into the podcast on your request.
Oh yeah, yeah. Which I still stand by was an excellent decision on my part.
I agree.
Funny
Go watch
enough,
it.
it's
That's
not even
everyone.
in
It's a
this
great
game.
show.
It's in the third game where he actually says it.
Wait,
X-Pass, great show.
looks
Very
like I'm out of
handsome horse.
commission for a while, Commander. Finish what we started. I'm down, but I'm not out.
Got big news this week for X-Pass, actually, to discuss.
Let's go.
I just got Tanya killed.
Unit lost. Unit promoted.
Sorry, Chris. Like, I wouldn't have got her killed. I have too much respect for her. Rob, however.
Unit ready.
I'm like genuinely devastated now, and the only reason I'm not restarting the mission is because like we're getting like towards the end of the time slot.
Our base is under attack. Unit lost.
Never mind.
So, are you just trying to power through this mission till?
I am, yeah. I've lost
Yeah,
all,
the stream.
Very low on funds. There are oil
lost
fields
complete kind
that
of
will help us increase our cash reserves.
I know
investment in
that.
this.
That kind of right. I'm looking at the time. Like we're coming to the end of the stream, but I was like, I need to try and accomplish something.
Yeah.
That's why on Elden Ring I charged straight for a boss. When I didn't think I was ready for it, I just went. I need to try it. I can't do an Elden Ring stream and not attempt a boss.
Yeah.
And then I failed, and then I went back the next day and won. So X-rated content for you, because I didn't want to be the only member of Helix Plays Games that didn't take down like a Soulspawn style boss.
You never got Zhang, like Zhang Liao, Zhang Lang. You never got him.
You can't even remember his name. I remember Margaret.
No, because he was so easy for me. It's like
He was actually. It's like you somehow just sailed straight through him.
I'm actually losing this mission. I'm not paying attention at all anymore.
Our base is under attack.
You can get that.
Unit
Just
lost.
build 20 Harriers and bomb the pyramids.
So that's a genuine, not bombing the pyramids bit, but the in Red Alert 3 you can like just go like full air attack all the time, and it gets a bit boring, but it's like a genuine tactic.
Yeah.
Construction complete.
Is it one of them where they're just, as a unit, they're just too powerful? Like, so it just makes it no sense to make any others.
Or it's not that they're powerful. It's the fact that the other factions don't have like an effective counter. So
I know what I used to do a lot on Age of Empires is I used to just make my army up entirely out of like cavalry.
Training.
So I'd pick a race that had like the best like the paladin cavalry unit and like the heavy like horse archer.
Yeah.
And just build
Unit
absolutely
ready.
tons of them. So you could literally just run in circles around the enemy, and like if they built if they try to take out your cavalry of pikemen, you just got the horse archers to take them down. And that combo was just basically unplayable.
Building captured.
Yeah.
Repairing.
The thing is now though, in like if you were to play multiplayer now, that would be like the meta, which everyone uses.
But I think, to be fair, I was playing against like at best medium level of AI, so I'm guessing it's not a viable strategy like against an actual person who knows what they're doing. Like I never used to like siege weapons because they would just move too slow.
Yeah,
just get bored waiting for them. Just like, they move too slow, and as you know, when they don't they didn't group up nicely as well, so they just look a mess. It's like no, God's not using them. More horse archers.
Construction complete. Armor repairing.
Okay, what have we got going on? Let's get a power plant and a spy satellite.
Give me a job. I'd love to camp. Give me a target. He's in my scope.
Sir, we're very low on funds. There are oil fields to the east that will help us increase our cash reserve. Construction complete.
Deutschland's finest.
You know what, I can't remember the last time I lost Tanya on this mission when I've played it in the past. As you can tell, I'm still very hung up on that fact.
Construction complete.
So, is she then just like dead now? Like end of throughout the campaign, you just can't get her back, or is she just going to miraculously turn up again?
No, you missed like a scene where she got carried off on a stretcher.
Yeah, I saw the scene.
No, so yeah, she comes back in the next mission.
All right, so yeah. So that's how they've done it. It's like, oh no, we saved her. She's gone to the hospital.
Yeah, that's not the point, okay?
Yeah. You're still put in harm's way.
Yeah.
Repairing. Construction complete.
This must be what it's like when you drop a toddler or something.
I wouldn't know. I've never dropped a toddler.
Oh, me neither, but I must think like that's the type of guilt you'd feel.
Oh yeah. You do occasionally see like clips of stuff on social media, like toddler will knock the thing over, parent carrying toddler instantly goes to grab the thing, just completely forgets to hold the toddler, and the toddler goes flying. It shouldn't be funny, but it is.
A lot of the time, like toddlers are
it's one of them. If you saw that happen in like real life, you'd be like, let's see how everyone reacts to this before I keep a straight face. What's going on? They're like, okay, they found it funny. We can laugh about
the
this.
fact it's been uploaded to a video sharing site, it's like
implies it's fine.
Yeah. Which I'm not sure is strictly correct.
It implies the toddler's fine. In the end,
yeah.
Like,
Unit ready.
It's a good job we're talking about children getting hurt on a channel that's popular with the 30 to 40 demographic of males. Know your audience and stuff.
yeah. It's fine. We both interact with toddlers occasionally. I'm at my nephew's birthday party tomorrow, actually, so I'll try not to drop the toddler.
How many birthdays does your nephew
birthdays?
have? It feels like...
I have 4 nephews,
Oh, okay, fair enough. That's probably why then.
and 2 of them are born literally a day apart.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There's a 2-year gap, but yeah. So the 2 nephews' birthdays were actually last week, but one of them had the birthday party a week early, one of them had the birthday party the week late.
Positional data received.
How old are they?
I've got
Insufficient
2
funds.
4-year-olds and 2 2-year-olds. Well, I haven't.
I was going to say, our context,
Yeah.
that sounds like you've been quite busy, to be honest.
Yeah.
New coordinates processed.
The 2 eldest are 4. The 2 youngest are about to turn 2.
Our base is under attack.
Estimated
Unit
distortion
promoted.
error.
Well, technically one of them is already 2, but it's his second birthday
Positional
party
data
tomorrow.
received. Calculating reflection arcs.
Unit ready. Unit promoted.
Alright, it's time to take revenge for Tanya.
Activated. Focusing light energy.
Did you rescue Einstein? Yes.
Oh yeah, I did it ages ago.
Lost.
Light trajectory.
Now I just have to like destroy everything.
Sir, we're very low on funds. There are oil fields to the east that will help us
Tanya would
increase
want
our
it.
cash reserves.
Clear. Compensating for terrain flux.
Unit lost.
Lens shifters in calculating reflection arcs.
Unit lost.
Lens shifters in working condition.
I'm running quite low on funds at the moment, by the looks of it.
Training. On hold.
Dioptic manifolds clear.
I just looked at the stream and you have 1.
Focusing light energy.
Yeah, I looked at the stream and you have 1. Can you get lower than 1?
For one person.
1 fund.
Unit ready.
New coordinates processed.
$1.
Coordinates processed. New coordinates processed. Intensifying light trajectory. Resolving target coordinates. Compensating for terrain flux.
Unit
It's okay,
ready.
you got 4 now.
Hey.
New coordinates processed.
Do you have like a build queue going on? Because I keep looking at the number and it'll just suddenly jump up and then just immediately get wiped out again.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Resolving target coordinates.
Sir, the oil field is ours. Use
Readjusting
engineers to take
stabilizers.
over the oil field.
Yeah, the trouble is I've run out of ore, so now I need to capture these little things here to keep giving me money.
Lost.
But I need engineers to capture them, and I don't have engineers.
Insufficient funds.
So how do you resolve that issue then? Because if you need, I'm guessing you need money to get engineers. But
Yeah,
you need engineers to capture the things that gives you money.
yeah. So
Or
these,
that
like,
you're just
these-
gonna have to wait.
Yeah, like these
still
little
have
drills
some.
like
Sir,
kick
we're
stuff
very
out every
low
now and
on
again.
funds. There are oil
But
fields to
it's
the
not
east
like
that will
enough to
help us
sustain me.
increase our cash reserves.
It's probably there to stop it, like hard locking the game.
Yeah, basically.
Lens shifters in
But
working
again, I've not been paying
condition.
attention. and I've got
Calculating
myself
reflection
into the situation.
arcs. Resolving target coordinates. Compensating for terrain flux.
You know what? I think given the time, I'm not going to get this mission done in any decent amount of time before we have to jump off the stream. So I think
Unit
I might be
ready.
ending it there. So
Alright, yep.
I think that's going to be the call. Might jump back into it on my own and do like an impromptu stream at some point. But
Unit promoted.
yeah, I think
Repairing.
if you've liked the content and you want to see more of me playing strategy games, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but let us know and
Unit promoted.
we will schedule something in.
Unit lost.
Richie,
Absolutely.
is there anything you would like to say before we end the stream?
I mean, as I said at the start of the stream, I think the game holds up graphically surprisingly well. Like, knowing that you are playing like the original, it's not a remaster. This is just straight up vanilla, and it doesn't have any graphical options.
So this is an interesting point. So
It's fine.
like the third game in the series, that transitions to like a 3D art style, and if you look back now, it looks terrible.
It
But-
looks worse
yeah.
than the 2D versions. The
Yeah, but this
sprite
kind
graphics
of
work
maintains
quite
it.
well.
Yeah, so it's like it's a weird like little time in history when games transition to that kind of 3D thing, and They pretty much universally look terrible.
Well, here's the thing, like, with the graphical technology that Square developed for the Octopath franchise, the Octopath looks like sprite graphics.
Yeah.
But they're kind of not. It is kind of 3D models in a weird way. It's a kind of weird hybrid. So sometimes it'd be like, what would have been like if they were just using sprite graphics, the camera will move like that would have been an impossible way.
Yeah.
Because you actually seen like a 3D diorama, but then the sprites in amongst it, so it just kind of looks, well, old. Something like that could work for the series quite well to maintain the kind of look and feel of it.
Yeah, definitely. But the one thing I will say before we end the stream is, you haven't really heard it much on this, Richie, but go and listen to the Red Alert 2 soundtrack, which is, without fail, the best game soundtrack of all time. That's all I'm saying. Okay, and with that...
That's a bold claim.
There's a... Hang on, what's the song called? I'll tell you what it's called.
Rob, you were just in the options there, and I saw an option to change the resolution. Go back into the options.
No, no, you can, but what happens is...
This is the problem you have. This is when it was breaking everything.
Yeah, it completely breaks, and what happens is, because the maps were designed for 800 by 600, as soon as you expand the pixels, like, it zooms out massively, and just, like, the whole map is just on show, and it's weird.
Right, and it's got no kind of scaling in there.
Absolutely not. It's just pixel for pixel. So, yeah, it's not good. What was I doing?
So, pro tip there: if you think about playing Commander Red Alert 2 Yuri's Revenge on modern hardware, turn down your resolution.
Yeah, do not do it on ultra wide because it breaks the entire game.
And if you do, well, it might work on 800 by 600 and ultra wide. You just have like tons of black bar either side.
Basically, yeah. But yeah, I've enjoyed this. If you have, like and subscribe, and let me know if you want to see more of it. Probably with like less tech issues next time. So yeah, have a good one, guys, and we'll see you soon.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.